Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another After Sunset Sunday. I'm Tammy. I'm the Siberian Wind, and I'm glad you're here. I see Pam and Jess and Judy have checked into the chat. Thank you so much for checking in. I greatly appreciate it. And you guys are seeing me post retreat. Welcome in, Cynthia. Glad you're here. So we had some wonderful people joining in the retreat this weekend. And so this weekend is finally coming to a close. Welcome in, Rita. Welcome in, Melina. Glad you ladies are here. Hi, Joyce. There you are. So I got something done during retreat. And this is going to its new home tomorrow. And I will actually be getting I have another copy of this kit. And so I will be doing this again to put into October's giveaway quilt. So you do want to make sure that you participate in Sew and Tell. Welcome in, Katie. She says it's been minutes since we chatted, right? Welcome in, Gladys. Joyce says she never got the notification for the retreat. I sent out the emails. Welcome in, Pam. Welcome in, Mona. William Raid, thank you. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. In the future, if you do not get your email from me, please send me an email so that I can make sure that you get into the retreat, okay? I do not want you to miss out. I knew there was a lot of people that didn't seem to show up, but I was waiting for emails. I was actually looking for emails all weekend from anybody who was saying, hey, I didn't get my retreat notification. So I had no way to go back and forth. Welcome in, Rayanne. Welcome in, Ollie. Hi, Teresa. She says, sorry I missed out today. Oh, you're fine. You're fine, Teresa. We did miss you, though. Welcome in. Well, I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. So this is Full Happy Heart. That is the name of the pattern. The pattern is Full Happy Heart. If you go to Wyndham Fabrics, you can download the pattern. It is a free pattern. And when you download it, the background fabric is the background fabric for the, like where you're seeing this black here. In the pattern, it is the cream or the light color version. The local shop that was having me put this together gave me the dark background, and that is what our October quilt will have in it. Let's see. Rita says she was there first day and fell asleep. Oh, you're fine, Rita. I understand. Let's see. Yes, it was, Katie. She says it was a fun and productive retreat. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I was actually having to kick everybody out a couple minutes after 7 so that I could go eat and get a little bit of a refresh before we get back on here. Joyce says it was okay. My sister and a friend kept me busy till after 3 on Saturday. And oh, I hear ya. I hear ya. Oh, you're fine, Pam. I saw your post about all the boxes that you packed. You did a lot, and I understand dreading work this week. I do understand that. Mona says, I like the dark background. I do too. I do too. I was at first thinking she gave me the wrong fabrics, and she didn't. Welcome in, Chloe. Glad you're here. So, I actually went shopping too, guys. I got to go on Saturday to a quilting garage sale. So, yeah, you heard me right. Quilting garage sale. Whoever knew that there was a quilting garage sale? I sure didn't. I apparently missed one if there was one last year, but I went this year. I'm looking to see if it's easy to pull up here. I guess a little bit. So the two things that I really bought, I did buy a little bit of batik fabric. I spent $3 on some batik remnants. Again, garage sale, guys, garage sale. I picked up an Quiltworks pattern. It's Indian Summer. I did look. This is a discontinued pattern that they do not have. There is a newer version of Indian Summer out. It does not look like this. These colorways are definitely way different. So I don't know how this varies from the current one out there, but I picked this up for $2. It's got all the papers in there. And I picked up, you guys know me, and Halloween. I picked up some gnome fabric that has Halloween theme to it. It's got cauldrons and jack-o'-lanterns, purple, green, and orange gnome hats, gnomes in all different colors, black cats. Yeah, it's got lots of cool stuff on it. So I picked that up this weekend as well. Let's see, Ollie says definitely not the wrong fabrics in the quilt. The blend of colors is quite nice. Oh, it is. It definitely is. Now, all of the fabrics in the center of the heart, there is one fabric that is substituted because I guess they didn't have all the other or whatever, but there's one fabric in the heart that's substituted, and then the background is swapped from the cream to the dark. So that's the two swaps that she did. Garage sales are great when you find quilting stuff. Yes, it is. Well, this was all quilting. It was all quilting. The people who were selling paid $20 for a table. I think 20 or 25 for a table. And they could sell all the quilting stuff or sewing related stuff that they wanted to sell. Cute Halloween fabric. Nice. Right. Agreed. Completely agreed. And yes, the orange fabric that you're seeing was free to get home. So it came home with somebody for me. Let's see. Sorry I didn't make it to the retreat today. Sewing machine. Oh, you're fine, Chloe. I totally get it. We would have been hating it because that would have been rough. So I did not even cut any of this until Saturday, guys. So if you're wondering, Saturday morning, what I started with was getting the rest of temperature rings off the wall. So everything that you saw me do Friday was everything that I had done when I started Saturday morning. And then I got the rest of temperature rings off the wall. And then I started cutting this, and I've pieced it and finished piecing it this morning and pressing it. So it was not a hard kit to put together. You do have to pay a little attention to detail, but you know, it is what it is, right? I wish I was there. There actually were there were about 4 sewing machines, but none of them were treadles. It's a very, very small room. Welcome in, Jackie. She says, hello, love your heart on the wall. Thank you. So if you love it now, imagine it as part of the quilt you take home in October. How about that? You like that idea? Because that's what's going to happen. I have a whole nother kit. So this is kit 1. This is going back to the shop as of tomorrow afternoon. And I have a whole nother kit. So I'm going to cut it and put it together as well. And that will be the center of the giveaway quilt in October. So if you've not been entering Sew and Tell, there is a Sew and Tell quilt that is going to be given away here in April. And then the Sew and Tell giveaway quilt in October. This will be the center portion of that quilt. It will look very similar, if not just like it. We're going to get as close as we can to just like this. I think all the fabrics are exactly the same. So I will double check. My freebie kit, I haven't looked. So we'll double check. And so what I'm working on now, it's under the needle. So let me set my machine up so I can sew it. Have you ever turned your machine off and realized that you didn't need to turn it off because you needed to record what your stitching was? Well, I take a picture of my sewing machine screen. So I am stitching with a stitch width of 2.3 and a stitch length of 1.05. And I am doing a little bit of zigzag around some circles. So as soon as I get this one done, I will show you guys where we're at. I have pulled that sheep quilt back out. Who all remembers the sheep quilt? Welcome in, Andrea. Glad you're here. Glad you are here. And I gotta get my machine warmed back up, guys. It's been running all day, off and on. Today, by the way, is National Dog Biscuit Day. And if that doesn't suit your fancy, yesterday was National Margarita Day. So if that helps with your mood tonight, then take it for what it's worth, right? Take it for what it's worth. I have to say, this was a fantastic retreat, guys. It's tired. Yes. This machine is definitely tired. I've put Beauty through the ringer this weekend. I don't even know how much bobbin I have right now. So we're going to see if I have enough bobbin and don't have to change it. But I'm not holding my breath. Chloe says, yes, I remember. I bought the book. Oh, yes. Right. You know what? Let me see if it is in. Let me see if I've got a command in there so we can link it. Let's see. Land plaid product treat. Okay. Exclamation sheep. If somebody will put that in the chat, that is the link to the book. The book is called Text It. That is the book I've been working out of, and I do have it here. That is the book we're looking at we're working out of tonight. There is a pattern in here called Counting Sheep, and in order to get that book, I had to buy the kit. The quilt shop. Thank you, Chloe. Appreciate it. In order to get the book, I had to buy the kit, and I really didn't want to buy the kit, but there was no way around it if I wanted the book when I was wanting the book. I saw the book and didn't want to leave it behind. It needed to go home. So it needed to come home with me, and there was no other way that it was going to come home with me unless I bought it, or I bought the kit. So I bought the kit and brought it home with me. And so I've got to put the kit together so I feel justified in playing with the book. Welcome in, Katie. Katie Greenland Quilters here, guys. And as always, if you guys have if you are a content creator on YouTube, you have the permission from me to put your channel link. Do exclamation selfie, and Nightbot takes care of the rest. Oh, so we had a good weekend though, guys. We really did. I mean, the chat was the screen was hopping. We had at least 9 people in at one time. Everybody working on their own little projects, and we got to see some sneak previews of projects we're going to see in the Facebook group soon. There's one already posted in there from the retreat, and we got to see pieces and parts of it as it was getting worked on. So I love spending time in retreat. I get little to no sleep, but it is worth it in the end. Ollie says she likes treadles that made that sheep one. She did a treadle on block exchange there while back without block. Who likes treadles that made that sheep one? I'm not sure. Is it the author of that book? Is that what I'm losing? I'm tired, guys. I have been up so long. So I went to bed about 12:30 this morning and was back up, and I actually didn't get to sleep until about 1:30. But I signed off to work on, clearing everything out so I can go to sleep. And I got about 3 hours of sleep this morning, and then got back in and got back to work, and then was waiting for everybody else to show up. It was a quiet morning this morning. Retreat's fun though. Welcome in, Susie. Glad you are here. Thank you for getting in here tonight. Chloe says, I bet you're exhausted. Yeah, I will take some meds tonight. That way my overexhausted body does not revolt against me. Do exclamation group in the chat, and it will give you a link to it. And if you're already in, it will just take you over there. And if you're not already in, thank you, Chloe. She's got it in there. She's ahead of me. If you're not already in the group, it will let you answer the questions to join. If you're already in the group, then it just takes you there. That's my understanding anyway. There we go. Yep, exclamation FB or exclamation group. Both of them work. I did that because it was just easier. All right, I got to figure out where I'm putting this one because I'm going to have to move one of these circles real quick. It's not fitting because I think everything's shifted, but that's the nature of applique. That's the nature of applique. All right, so I can do that. It's not ideal, but that's what's going to happen. All right, so let me move these around, and then I will show you guys where we're at. Because I got to move, I've got to shift a couple things to make it all fit, because it will fit. We're going to ensure that this fits exactly the way that it needs to. All right. And somehow I lost a pen somewhere. And I just dropped one. Woohoo! I'm racking them up. I'm really racking them up. All right. I didn't explain myself well. Oh, okay. Thank you, Ollie. That's kind of where I was starting to think as I was trying to think it through. That's what I thought it might be, but I wasn't wanting to put words in your mouth or words in your text. All right. So this is where we've gotten so far. So there is indeed a circle there, and here they're very, very light compared to the background. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the circles left to go, and then I've got the 2 sheep legs to go. And I am just zigzagging them in place. Let's see. If we do this, maybe you can see through it. Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm not catching the light just right. I thought I was going to be able to catch it. But below the sheep's feet is going to be the word ba, B-A-A-A. The original pattern in the book had you putting 1 sheep, and the kit gave you chenille to put B-A-A-A. Let's see if I got the picture. I had the picture earlier. Maybe I left it in the book. Yep, I sure did. All right. So this is the book pattern. So it says 1 sheep underneath there, and it's a lot more pink, and they chose a lot brighter colors overall. And then this is the picture of the kit. So we've got 1 sheep in the book, and then we've got ba on the kit. So this is what we're doing. And I've never done anything with the chenille. So we may put that on tonight. Has anybody done anything with the sew on chenille before? It's I hope somebody in the chat knows. I really hope you guys know. Let's see. And this is the little sheet that came with it. The lettering is done with 3/8 inch hot pink chenille. They use the friction letter patterns from the book, or use the letter patterns from the book and trace them onto the quilt with a friction pen stitched a double layer of this on the trace letter stitching down the center of the chenille, and then you fluff it by washing or rubbing with a stiff brush. So I guess that's what we're going to try, is slippery fabric. That's actually not, it's not slippery. It's, it kind of feels like bias binding, like really tiny bias binding. So I don't know what this is made out of. I guess it's a cotton, but it is definitely all cut bias. So I'm guessing that's what gives it a fray. So we may do the tracing and all of that tonight too. And I do have some, I might have a friction pen, I don't know, but I do have some wash away. That is what I would do, leave it in the book. Yeah, that's what I did. I did. It is, let's see. I've watched videos a long time ago. Okay, yeah, see, I haven't even seen any videos on it before. This is all new to me. All new. Silk or cotton or a blend. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could burn it, but silk and cotton would burn the same way. So, I don't know. If I have any left over, I'll test it just for curiosity's sake. Take a pair of tongs and take it outside when it's not super windy, like during the daytime. Because, right now it's crazy windy again. If it is the real stuff, I have no idea. It's whatever the chenille it product is what is my understanding of what they're using. So there's a product called chenille it. And it looks like bias binding. If it balls up, it would be a poly. Yeah, I know. If it melts, then it's some synthetic of some sort. And if it basically turns to ash, it's a natural fiber. That, guys, if you did not know that, that is how you can test your thread. If you have some vintage thread that has lost its label, or maybe you've got, some spools of Coates and Clark that have no label, and you want to know what the content of your thread is, take a good piece of it and take it outside. Do not do this inside, because we're not trying to catch things on fire, okay? So whatever your safety protocols are, mine is take it outside. But whatever your safety protocols are, have some water handy to put out the fire, all of that kind of stuff. If you burn your thread, if it just disintegrates like into ash, then it's a natural fiber. So cotton, silk, or even a cotton silk blend is going to be a natural fiber. Welcome in, Lana. Glad you're here. She was a long haul. She kept us going throughout the middle of the night, guys. She was our long haul throughout the night this weekend. And wash out this plastic sticks to skin. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So same thing with your fabric too. So if you pick up some fabric from a garage sale and they say it's, 100% cotton, but you have any reason that you just aren't sure, or you're doubting that, take a small swatch. Do not take the whole thing, because you don't want to accidentally burning the whole piece of fabric is a lot more disappointing than it sounds. But burn just a small swatch of it and watch the nature of it burning. If it does melt, coils up into a ball, comes out tough or whatever. Welcome in, Nanette. Good. Glad you're here. Welcome in, Sheila. Yes, you're right. Silk does smell like burning hair. It does. But some people don't have a sense of smell, so I hate to go off of that alone. But either way, it's going to be a natural fiber if it disintegrates into ash, and it's got some kind of blend, whether that's rayon, polyester, or some other synthetic. It's got some kind of blend to it if it just melts. If If you took like an invisible thread, like a fishing line or specifically invisible thread, that's, you know, designed to be run through your machine, if you took that outside and like started to burn it, you know to expect that it's going to like melt. You're going to see that same kind of thing from any kind of synthetic material, just on a small burn test. We're not trying to burn the whole quilt, so don't take your quilt outside and try to burn a small section of your quilt to see if it's 100% cotton. We're not in the market of doing that. And then the amount of burn that is like a melt burn helps you determine how much of it is your synthetic materials. So, for example, if you took a section of warm and natural or warm and white batting outside and burned a small section of it, the majority of warm and natural and warm and white is cotton, but there is a polyester scrim to it. There's a very thin polyester layer, and it's only like 7% of the. Welcome in, Susie. If I didn't say it before, I think I did, but welcome in either way. Everybody's saying hi, so I'm trying to make sure. Did I say something? Did I say something? Maybe I did. I'll make sure I did. I'm tired, guys. I promise I'm tired. So yeah, if you want to test it at all, you know, you can do a burn test. Just do it on a small section. Don't take your whole piece of, you know, if you're going to take tweed outside and test tweed to see what it's made out of, don't take the whole piece of tweed. Take a small section of it. If you aren't sure if you're, very thin, you think it's batiste cotton or muslin, you're not sure if it's 100% cotton, take a small cut, big enough that you can hang on to it with tongs or something like that, preferably. Please don't burn your fingers. We are not in the business of burning fingers in ER visits. But take it with like tongs out there and burn that small section and try to snuff it out, like try to like wave it out, like you would a birthday candle. Try to get it out like that, and then you can look at the residue of what's left. Welcome in, Laura. Glad you're here. Oh, how are all of you guys doing tonight? Please tell me. I have not been in anybody's lives this weekend. I was watching people pop up live, and I know I missed both Jess and William earlier. I didn't catch anybody's lives, guys. I don't know where anybody has been this weekend. If they're not in the retreat, I do not know. So that you guys can go ahead and start planning. April will be our next retreat. I had burnt plastic stick on the back of my hand as a young kid. Yes, yeah. Be careful how you burn your fabric and burn your thread for testing it. Be careful. We're not supposed to be burning skin. That was not part of the agreement. I did not sign up for that. Oh my goodness, guys. We had a lot of good conversations over this weekend, talking about projects and talking about things that are going on in everyone's lives. Agreed, Chloe. She says, that's awful, Ollie. You're giving us all heart attacks, Ollie. You're not allowed to. That's not cool. We're all panicked for you and your safety. Even though you were a kid, we're still worried about you. We're a caring community here. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Chloe says she's more likely to burn herself with an iron. I've done that. I got a good one for you. The oddest place that I have burned myself with an iron, yes, this is safe for work and children. The oddest place I have burned myself with an iron is right here. I have managed to burn myself with an iron this far up on my arm, on the inside of my arm. I don't remember exactly if it was that. I think it was my right arm, but I don't remember how I did it. I just know that I did. Quinna's question was the next retreat. Yes, the next retreat is going to be in April. I am looking at the end of April. So as soon as I have dates, I will let you guys know. Yes, very bad place, Holly. It's worse than sunburn because sunburn, you don't touch that. Down here, this rubs against everything. All the clothes touch that. So yeah, our next retreat is going to be in April, probably near the end of the month. So if you want to be at the next retreat, for any part of it, just kind of put that in your mental note, put it on your calendar that April is the next big month. So we are going to be doing the Sew and Tell giveaway quilt in April. Your last chance to enter is going to be the first Tuesday in April. Thank you, Nanette. Yes, it was. She says the retreat was fantastic. I loved having you there. I love seeing all your progress. I cannot wait to see that one finished. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I know you will do a fantastic job. It's so exciting. So exciting. Okay, let's see. April, let's see. The first Tuesday in April is April 1st. So Sew and Tell, the last chance you have to get into Sew and Tell is April 1st, and it is not an April Fool's Day joke. Last day to get in is by 3 p.m. April 1st. Then the drawing is going to be on April 8th. And if everything holds true, we're looking probably the 26th, 27th of April. But put a pin in that. I don't have my calendar in front of me, so I can't verify that for sure. April does have Easter, if I'm not mistaken. So things have gotten moved around otherwise to accommodate for that. So we're going to see how we have to adjust things for the retreat. What we may do is we may do a couple retreat days instead of a full weekend. I don't know. We're going to figure something out. Totally figure something out. Ollie says that it was a deep scar but didn't even feel it. Haphazard kid. Grandfather sunburnt on the bottom of his feet. He had to stay an extra month. Oh my gosh. Lana says, it's stunning. Yes. Yes. Guys, when you see what Nanette has been working on, it's just breathtaking. Breathtaking. And then what Debbie finished, fantastic. I know, Chloe, you were working on stuff, but you were fighting with that machine. And then Lana, you got some stuff done. So did Katie from Katie Crafts. And Sherry got stuff done too. She got a lot of progress made. I'm sitting there watching you guys. I'm just going, I'm loving this. Easter's April 20th. Yeah, so I probably had to move something. You know what? Where is my calendar? How far am I looking? Oh, hang on. It is within reach. It's out of the camera, but it is within reach. All right. Let's see. Let's see what I got. Let's see. April. Okay, so it cannot be that 26th. Why did I put that there? Hang on, I'm having to think for a second. Because we didn't, oh yeah, we did, okay. Okay. If we do an Easter weekend, would you guys be interested in doing an Easter weekend? And what I would actually do is I would open it up Friday. I will have to go and work on other things on Saturday. But then we would have all day Sunday as well to do it. The other option. Oh, wait. Hang on. You know what? We can do it that weekend. We can do it the weekend of the 26th. Screw Not forget what I was saying before. Yes, the weekend of the 26th will work. I'm sitting here thinking too much, because I've also got that freebie quilt for you guys, for April, and I've got to figure out when we're doing the live for that. So that was what was taking up the 26th, but we can do the Zoom retreat that weekend. Katie says she'd like to attend an Easter weekend. Is fine by me. How about that following weekend? The weekend of the 26th and 27th. That way we have a lot more give room. Lana says I got a lot of stuff organized. I have to get organized before I can be productive. Yes, I think everybody does. So most everybody in the retreat did a quilt top. No, nope. Not everybody was doing quilt top. Some people were drawing. Some people were just coming in to chat and hang out, and see what other people were working on. You're more than welcome to, yeah, exactly. Chloe was working on quilting a table runner. And I mean, it doesn't matter. You can work on anything. Like, I mean, oh, you'll be in Illinois. Oh my gosh, Judy. We're struggling. We got to get you there too. Any weekend is good for me, says Joyce. Yay. And let's see. Yes, you did, Lana. She did some on her English paper piecing quilt. Yeah. So yeah, no, there's no requirement that you are working on a quilt. Although it is technically a quilting retreat, it's mainly because we're the quilting community. It's not because that's the only thing we're working on. Cynthia says 26th is better for her. Okay. So what I may do, let's see, change out my sewing machines, ready sew. Yes, Lana, absolutely. I know you're excited about that. You gotta get some sewing time in. So yeah, you can work on anything you want to work on. Just keep in mind. Oh, yay, Cynthia. Glad to see that. She says you'll see my project in Sew and Tell. Yay. Cynthia got a lot of stuff done, guys. She was probably the most productive finisher. Now, size of project, that's irrelevant. We're not counting size of project. But she was the most productive one the whole retreat. Oh, Nat says works for her. Awesome. Yeah, so I will start getting things lined up, and we will go ahead and set it up. And Judy, I know you said you'll be in Illinois. If you want to hop on for a little bit and come chat, you are so very welcome. So do not feel like you can't join in. If you have some time free and you want to join in, we're going to let you register, okay? There will not be a limit to you being able to register, okay? And that is perfectly fine. Part of what the retreat is, so, if you stopped in at there'll be other ones, just every 6 weeks drive. Yes, you do. Oh, welcome in, Terry. Thank you. She says the heart quilt is gorgeous. Have an awesome evening. Thank you. Cynthia, she's lying, y'all. Did I get the accent right? She's lying, y'all. I don't know. Did I? I don't know if I got it right. So part of what I love about retreat, when I would go to Paducah, or I would go, yeah, see, Judy, that would be perfect. Just pop in, come hang out, come chat, come drop in. Yeah, we don't mind. So when I would go to Paducah, I would take classes. And so I wouldn't take classes every day, but I would take 2 or 3 classes while I was in Paducah. The rest of the time I sewed. But I sewed in my hotel room because there wasn't an open sew where I didn't have to lug my machine and all my stuff. And that was just too much work. Just way too much work. And Oh, you're fine, Terry. She says she's been lurking but has to go. Enjoy the evening. Thank you. So, one of the things that I really enjoy, and I won't say I'm the most productive during retreat, okay? By far, if I have to say when I am the most productive, is probably when I turn music on and just jam out while I am sewing. But that only lasts so far because I eventually get tired of hearing my own thoughts in spite of the music. um, so, retreat is more about getting to know other people in the community, and it is about being able to work on things and be able to be inspired to work on things. Um, because I really could not tell you if I really wanted to work on this sheep quilt. But after doing all of that, I was like, I really want to get another project close to done so that it's an easy hit it out of the ballpark, knock it into the finish line kind of project. So once I get this applique in place, the next thing I will have to do is draw those letters and basically applique those letters in place. And then there is a border that goes on this, and I have not even started cutting the fabrics for the border, but it won't be hard. So doing the border for this will not be that bad, but just getting started on it and taking the time to lay out all of these circles and finish making the sheep head and the sheep's legs, finishing all of that. It's so much easier when you have company. You don't feel alone. And even though you don't have to work on anything, if you want to, you absolutely can. So please do not feel scared because we call it a retreat and it's a quilting retreat. Please do not feel scared that you have to work on quilting or that you have to work on any specific project. My goal is always to inspire you to create, whether that is taking some idea you heard me say or someone else say and turning that into a drawn item, whether that is a new quilt design, whether that is a fantastic new jacket, jacket patches, any number of things. Whatever your heart desires is fine. I don't mind. I don't care. I'm not going to be upset that you pilfered my design idea and you ran with it and made something absolutely stunning. Why would I be mad about that? My whole thing is I want you to feel inspired to create. Your mind is going to open up, your mind is going to relax, and you're going to get that serotonin boost from just creating. It feels good to accomplish something. Um, when you were a kid and, you were studying for that test, when you got when you got 100 on a test, like you got 100%, you got every answer right, that really feels good, especially when you had to work for it. And sometimes creativity is like that too. So you should never be scared to take the time to be creative. But sometimes you can get stuck. I know I do. So there's nothing wrong with getting stuck and needing some help getting out of that rut. And sometimes just watching my videos isn't enough to get you out of that rut. So here comes retreats. That it's a perfect opportunity. You get to hear from other people, see other people's, what they're working on, and put your input in. And helping other people may help you too. Ollie says maybe one of those quick strip quilts for a race to the finish. Oh yes, the jelly roll race. So the fabric and lines cut it right to make the quilt. Yes. Cut into chevron pattern. Oh, okay, yeah. Now I haven't done a stamp quilt like that. Typically what we hear Or what I hear when I hear stamp, I think postage stamp, where it's all of those little bitty pieces, and I do a lot of that. I was planning to potentially get into my scraps this weekend and do a lot of pressing and cutting, and nothing happened except I created more scraps. Ali says it's where you sew full strips in long length, then cut it into a chevron, I'm assuming chevron pattern, or zigzag, and then piece it. Oh, okay. I don't think I've heard of that either. I want to see one. I'm going to have to look that up. I'm going to have to look that up. Oh, postage stamp size 2. Oh, yes. I've made a few. I've made a few. And this is definitely not tiny for me. This felt like super big to me. I did learn something though. I am going to print the pattern and not just look at it on the computer so I can line everything up. Rayanne says, "Oh, she says I've got more scraps to give you." That's fine. I'll take them. I am going to have a couple of flannel quilts to put together too, guys. I was gifted some flannel. And I've already kind of started building up some flannel. So yeah, we're going to have some flannel quilts coming up too. That some of this orange is cotton and some of it's flannel. And it's bright. It's like, what is I could not help but think. I was looking in the camera earlier today and I could not help but think of those safety cones in the road, or the safety barrels, the road barrels, and how bright the orange those things are. That is exactly where my mind goes when I see that. So I might have a plan for something where I might need that. I'm going to talk to my husband about it and see what I can plan. Flannel tops are nice and warm. Yes, they are. They are, Ollie. Flannel. So the car quilt that I have right now in my car is a flannel quilt top. And it's about a twin size. And so I'm going to make, Pam says that's us thinking safety orange. Yes, very much safety orange. And some of that's flannel. So what I'm thinking about doing is I have a car quilt, but my husband doesn't yet. Basically, we'd be sharing the same car quilt. Not that he takes his car out when it's like snowy and all of that, because that car does not handle well in the snow. But I could totally put safety cone orange on his quilt. I would have fun doing it too. Oh my goodness. I might make that quilt bigger though, because there's typically more people in that car. When I'm in my car, it is typically just me, or just me. Well, me and the dog rather, but it's just me, or me and the dog and the husband. It's not like 15 other people or anything like that. It's not like a loaded down car full of anybody. He'd be more likely to be doing that than me. My car has seating for 5, including the driver. But my dog's seat cover thing takes up the whole back seat. So there's seating for 2, including the driver. And I don't mind. I don't mind. It means I have one person at a time yelling at me, telling me I missed a turn. I don't have to have like 5 people yelling at me, telling me I missed a turn. And I don't feel left out of any conversation. Because I'm always there. Chloe says I want to make some flannel rag quilts. That is actually what I'm doing with 4-H in April. We are going to do some rag quilts. We are going to use denim and corduroy for the back. And then we're going to use flannel for the front. Ooh, you know what? I might need to hang on to some of this until that class is done. I might not need to dig into it, just in case I need to bring it. We'll see. We'll see. I may tell him to bring some stuff. It won't be hard. It won't be hard at all. Rag quilts are fun. They are very messy in the washer the first time or two. Chloe says, fun idea. Right? It is. It is. I think the kids will have a good time with it too. This month we are going to be doing, or this upcoming month, March, we're going to be doing t-shirt yarn. So we're going to be making t-shirt yarn. They can do with it whatever they want to. I do not teach crochet or knitting, so that will not come from me. That will come from someone else. But every last one of them is going to probably go home with a ball of t-shirt yarn. Susie says, love making flannel and denim rag quilts. Yes! Well, so when I got into that room, there's a lot of denim scrap that is perfect for a rag quilt. So yeah, I'm just going to have to plan things out. What? No supper charts? No supper charts. Oh, no. I haven't done any of those before. I don't do that. I don't do that. All I teach with 4-H, all I'm offering to teach is sewing machines and quilting related. I really don't have the heart to try to teach all the other sewing related projects like garment making and such. Although I can teach it, it is not where my passion is. And the worst thing ever is to have a teacher teaching something and the teacher doesn't enjoy what they're doing, because then you're not going to retain what you learn and you're not going to enjoy it either. So, all right, got one more circle and then I got feet. I got sheep feet. I was looking at this sheep head earlier and kept trying to call it a cow's or a goat's head. After doing the Fab Farm goat with Sean. And then talking about goats in pajamas and lots of other goat related patterns recently. Every time I look at this sheep's head, I keep thinking goat. Joy says she's done a lot of rag quilts. They're fun, aren't they? They can be a little time consuming, but they're fun. Overall, they're fun. We'll put it that way. Okay, we're going to have to move this leg as well. The sheep's leg. So we're going to move it down, and we'll move the other one down just a hair as well. I don't want them to be too off. I want them to be off, but I don't want them to be too off. We want it to look like the sheep is actually an actual sheep. It's a whimsical sheep, but we're going to make it still look like a sheep. Now, as I've been doing this, I have been using white bobbin thread. If you're ever doing a zigzag stitch to do applique and you are seeing your bobbin thread pull up to the top, just take the time and swap out your bobbin thread to match your top thread, or be as close as possible without being darker. You can go lighter, but don't go darker. A darker thread will show up more than a few shades lighter will. So my white is pretty well staying on the back, so I don't have to worry about it. Oh, this has been a long day, guys. I've been up since 4:30 this morning. This is pretty substantial. We're at almost 9 o'clock. I'm kind of proud of myself. Oh, did I mess this up? Did I mess this up? It's not laying flat, so I'm wondering what I've done. Okay, I just shifted things just slightly. I'm good. So, if you attended retreat this weekend, what was your favorite thing about retreat? What would be the one reason you would tell someone else to come to retreat? Chloe says that is right. It's crazy. It's so crazy. All right, we're gonna turn the fan on too. I'm gonna sleep so good tonight. So good. There we go. And I am using the same thread throughout all of this applique. There was no reason to necessarily change. Will it be noticeable on some of the other colors that are not pink? Yes, but it's not going to be bad. Awesome. And Annette says it's the interaction. The chatting and meeting others, says Chloe. Yes. And believe it or not, guys, I actually learn something from each one of you every time we do this. Lana says getting to put faces to names and getting to know people, sharing ideas too. Yes. All valid. All very valid. Now, so I've told you guys before, I think, I know I said it in retreat at one point. I don't remember faces. So I don't learn people by their faces. I do not have facial recognition software. It is not installed. We skipped that part of the software. So I do not have that part installed. And so I do not have facial recognition. So I don't learn people by their faces, so I learn them by their mannerisms and their voice and their tone. So that's how I will remember everybody that I met this weekend that was a new face or new to a retreat. I will remember them because of the way that they talked or said something or interacted and behaved, all of that. Ollie says, "Well, Tammy, are you sure you aren't just sewing in your sleep, counting sheep in your..." Oh, that is not fair, Ollie, but absolutely accurate. He says, "Are you sure you aren't just sewing in your sleep, counting sheep, and you're almost done, number one?" Very, very close. Very close. Cynthia says, "Meeting face to face, quote unquote, and all of the above mentioned." Yes, absolutely. Yeah, getting to learn. So, if you came and told me that, we'll just use a random example, not calling names, okay? Let's say you tell me that your husband is a truck driver. My husband has been a truck driver before, so I might remember that. But when I hear your interactions about the life of being a trucker's wife, I remember that. That absolutely sticks in my head, so now I know who exactly is who. Susie says, "Gotta get to sleep. Doctor appointment in Casper tomorrow morning. Good night, all." Good night, Susie. Sleep tight and safe travels. Safe travels. It's windy here, but not bad. Aside from the wind, it's not bad. But that can change. Give it a few hours and that can change. The wind can change. So, like, you might tell me, one thing or another, but, when I start to put things together, it makes such a more memorable experience for me. Yes, we are praying for good outcome with the doctor. Yes, absolutely. Good call, Joyce. Yes. But yeah, so I like being able to put stories with people, because that does remember people to me. And I'm not going to call people out on their stories, so, don't ever come at me. I'm not telling you who's who. We're not playing the who's who of the quilting world, okay? We ain't doing that. If you weren't in retreat and you didn't hear it firsthand, I ain't telling you. But retreat's a really good place. When I go to sew on the odd Wednesdays, the first, third, and fifth Wednesdays, the group of ladies I go and sew with, part of the thing that I enjoy the most about that experience is hanging out, listening to the stories, listening to the interactions. Even if I'm super quiet and really, really busy and getting stuff done, I love hearing all these interactions because it builds those memories in my mind. and it creates a positive memory. So even if I had to rip a whole day, like let's say that's what I was doing all day, that wouldn't matter. It's a positive memory of spending time with people that are in the same craft world that I'm in and are enjoying crafting in some way, shape, form, or fashion similar to me. And they're having a good time, which means I'm going to have a good time. So a lot of times when I get out to go sew with my friends, that is the whole deal as to why I do it. It's because it centers me back and keeps me inspired and keeps me encouraged, because not only am I, going through whatever I'm going through, there's other people out there also going through all kinds of things too. And I'm hearing and listening and taking it. And I'm remembering that we're all human and none of us get out of this alive. And all we can do is work on it. And I'm not really super into science enough to work on the cryogenics and all of that science fiction stuff where, we can bring me back to life in 50 years. I'm not going to guess that it's going to work, so I'm not going to assume that it does. So I'm just going to enjoy the time I got. That's what I'm doing. Enjoy the time that we've got and enjoy it with friends. So I'm glad you guys had so much fun. We even had a quilt con buzz by kind of deal. She got in to the chat and she was at QuiltCon. She was taking a break from walking around QuiltCon to come hang out with us at retreat. It was fantastic. It's like, so we got a little bit of Phoenix all the way up here in Wyoming. Anybody in chat that went to QuiltCon? Anybody in chat that went to QuiltCon? I know we're going to see videos and reels and all of that coming up soon from everybody who did go that has not already shared what they want to share about their experiences at QuiltCon. So I know we're going to see a lot of that coming up soon on YouTube. But I didn't know if we had anybody in the chat tonight that had gone to QuiltCon. I'm hoping that QuiltCon is back in the west side of the country in 2027. Is it 2027? Because 2026 is in Raleigh. Yeah, 2027. I'm going to hope that it's back over this direction so that maybe I can go. That's going to be the hope. That's going to be the hope. I have not yet made it to a QuiltCon. I do want to make it to Road to California. That's like a major goal. Oh my gosh, Laura. She says that her husband took her to QuiltCon on Friday. Okay, we're all going to wave at you and be a little jealous at the same time. Did you have fun? Did you have fun? And was it everything that you hoped it would be? And have you been to QuiltCon before? Pam says that she saw Susan got a picture with Becca. Oh, that's right. Susan did go. She's not in the chat yet tonight, though. And Chloe's already asking, how was it, Laura? Right? I'm right there with you. QuiltCon kind of seems like it's as busy as Paducah. Since it was only 30 minutes from our front door, he said, let's go. Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. Okay, so in 2027, if it comes back to Phoenix, I'm coming to stay with you guys. You guys are gonna have to pull out a couch bed for me, or pull out I'll bring my own air mattress, and I'll bring my own sleeping bag. Just saying. Just saying. Yes, Susan is probably traveling. You're right. Judy's happy that you got to go as well, Laura. Yes. It is very sweet that he said to go. And it's not like you can go next year, 30 minutes away. It's more than 30 minutes away next year. Unless you guys are planning to move that we, hadn't told us yet. Hi, Lori. Welcome in. She says she's cross-stitching tonight. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Lana was showing us some cross-stitch earlier today. I was thinking the same thing, Cynthia says. Yes. We're all going to couch surf at Laura's house, right? I'm joking. You don't have to offer up your house. She says it was spectacular. It was inspiration overload. I bet. My whole beeline is for the vendors because I want to see what they've got, what's new, like what do I want to look at. And then I want to go look at the quilts while I think and ponder. And then I want to go back to the vendors and actually buy whatever it was on my shopping list that could not leave my brain. That is my shopping list kind of deal. Okay. We are done with this part. Woohoo! Alright. So it may need some pressing out because I got a little wonky on one of these. But I'm not going to rip it out because I don't want to mess up the fabric. But that's okay. So they are now all attached. So they're not going nowhere. So now I get to draw the BAAA. Oh my gosh, I know what you're doing at 4 too. She says she's making 52 flying geese blocks tonight. Andrew says, sorry, I'm not chatty tonight. High pain days. Plus the captions are delayed. They've been that way all weekend. A YouTube issue, I'm sure. Yes, it is a YouTube issue. I haven't gotten a notification about it happening, but there has been a lot of problems with laggy video. Even if the internet's fine, it's been very laggy video. So I'm not surprised that captions are having problems. Timmy, sure. If you want to, if that's what you want to do, that is fine. Agreed, Pam. She says, oh, sorry, you're in pain, Andrea. Yes, absolutely. Agreed. Now, I will say this. When I did this retreat back in September, I was on my pain meds, or I was on my meds that are helping with a lot of my conditions. And I am no longer on those meds. Yeah, Ollie, lagging, cutting right out, chat's not working. Yes. So the meds I was on that helped me a lot, I'm not on now. And I'm not going to sit there and complain about it all day because it doesn't do me any good. But, oh my gosh, I feel it. This retreat was harder than last time. Oh my gosh. Laura got to meet and talk to Tiffany, Becca, and Ian, and Di from Sister Chicks, Chris from Rose City, and Karen Brown. I think there were others, but I need to go back and look at my pictures. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm in awe of you, Laura, because I still want to meet Tiffany. She's like on my list, guys. In case you have ever wondered, Tiffany is on my list. Even if it's just to get a picture with her. That's my list. That's my list, guys. Oh no, Andrea, you're not supposed to be doing that. She tried to move a feed sack and tore up her knee. It's not the way you're supposed to do things. It's not the way at all. Alright, I do not have a friction in here. I may not even have a friction anymore because I got mad at them a while back and got rid of a whole bunch of stuff. So I may not even have a friction pin anymore. I don't usually use them. So we are going to do it with one of these Mark Be Gone pencils, pen, whatevers. And let me find the letters that I want to use. So, when Alana says, I wore you out, Tina, I'm so sorry. It's hard to follow me when I get excited about crafts. You're funny. Oh, you're fine. Lori probably talks to April 2. April. You guys get to help me. April from who? April from who? Alright. Is that the letters that they're using? Let me see what letters they're... Because it didn't say what letters they used. Hi, Kathy. Welcome in. Welcome. Glad you're here. Letter patterns from the book and trace them on. Really? You tell me letter patterns from the book and you don't tell me which ones you use. Really? Tiffany and I talked after a live Friday for about 45 minutes. She's such a sweet and kind, loving person. Yes, I'm getting that vibe. Like, I want to meet her. That's why. Okay, maybe it's these. Maybe it's that set. But these are in reverse, guys. I don't need it in reverse. Okay, we will wing this. We will wing this somehow. Oh, you're fine, Kathy. She says she won't be here long. She just stopped in to say hi. You are fine. You're fine. Why do they say they use the pattern from... Okay, so these, in case you guys are wondering, I don't think I've watched April's craft room. I'll have to go look her up. Okay, so these are the pattern sheets that come with the book, the Text-It book. And they are already in reverse. So you can trace them directly onto your freezer paper or whatever. But because they're in reverse, I can't directly trace it onto my fabric from up underneath without it being reversed. And I don't need it reversed. The A would be fine. The B is not. Oh, goodness, guys. All right. Let me see if there's anything in the book that is different from these pattern sheets. Oh, you know what? I know there's not going to be. Never mind. False dreams. Who wants to draw the letters for me? Who wants to do that for me? I don't even know what size letters they're supposed to be. Because I don't know. Let's see. Thread, freezer paper, text applique. That's just the requirements. Text applique placement, decorative backstitch. Okay, they used alphabet 1. Okay. Can't scan them in and flip them. Not super easy. It's just a mess. Oh, that's awesome, Laura. She says, Rayanne, it makes me want to go every year. One day was all I could do this year, but in the future I would want the daily pass. Yes. That's what I wanted to do when I went to Paducah. I would get like the whole week, like all the passes that I needed, and just go from there. Yeah, Canva will flip them, but then I gotta scan them in. And I'm not sure I really want to take the time to scan them. I'm being a pain. I'm complaining for no good reason. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Okay, so if that's the letters that they're using, how... You know, maybe I have another idea. Maybe I do. We're going to see if my idea will work. We're going to see. I do have tools in my arsenal. We're going to find out. I'm not going to actually freezer paper, iron this. And I don't even need that big of a piece. But I can use it for temperature rings. Okay. We have freezer paper. I can trace on freezer paper. and we'll go from there. Or I can find the font in Canva and print them out. Yeah, see, that's too much work. The printer is in the other room, so I don't really want to do anything with it. Okay, so that's still going to be backwards. Why do they do that? Okay, you know what? We're going to... Are we going to do that? I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Because if I do it... Well, that's... I'm debating. I'm sorry, guys. Now you see the thought processes in motion, where my brain has just stopped working. just completely stopped working. No, I don't. Well, I do, but not readily accessible. I don't think. Not readily accessible is my best answer. Because if I put this on the back, then I'm still tracing. It's just a mess. Just a mess. I can't believe I am getting stopped by letters. Oh my gosh. Now you know, in case you ever wondered, my show is not scripted. Not scripted at all. In case that was ever in your concerns. All right, I'm going to trace it. Kind of. Because I'm not doing the outside letters. Like, I'm not doing the outside design, I don't think. Because they definitely didn't include enough of this to do the outside of the letters. So, we're just sewing a line down the center. You're welcome, Chloe. She said, you just reminded me to print out an embroidery pattern. Freehand. That's kind of what I'm going to do. So, the letters have a very distinct they have an outline to them. But what I'm going to do, because I don't have a way to really out. Can you trace the flip? I thought so, but apparently no. I'm failing miserably. It was cuter when you said that before. I need a little bit of wine right now. I definitely need some wine right now. The nice thing is that whatever I trace on here, it's going to be covered up. So I just need to be able to stitch on a line that is going to resemble the letter that I'm making. Roughly. That's my understanding. Okay. So here's my letters. B-A-A-A. All in caps. So I'm going to press this freezer paper on the back of my fabric, and then I'm going to see if I can trace through it. That's what we're going to see. Because if not, well, can I see through it now? No, I can't see through it now. That did me no good. Okay. Fail. Super fail. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. We're not going to use the freezer paper for its intended purpose. We are just going to use the freezer paper like it's paper. And I am going to retrace these letters and hopefully flip this B properly. The A's are pretty easy. The A's are, you know, one direction kind of. And I know all you guys are probably hearing is my freezer paper crinkling. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. If I put the bead there, let's see. All right, I'm gonna move them down just a little bit. We are taking the sheep by the proverbial horns, and we are going to freehand all of this with some kind of hope that this will do exactly what it needs to do. You guys are allowed to pray for the integrity of my soul as I do this. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we got that. That's the line. That's the line. And I guess I'm going to lay this down as I go or something. Because I don't know how I'm supposed to stitch this with... Because I'm going to be covering it up as I go. We will find out how this works. If you guys have ever wondered if my show can ever go off the rails, you officially have your answer. All right, so we're going to line this A up under that foot. That one I can kind of trace. And we're going to hope that this marker does disappear like it says it's supposed to. That's going to be our hope. All right, let's see. Do I have it fairly well lined up where I want it? No, not quite. Okay, that's as good as it's probably going to get. We're just going to take it. We're going to take it at face value. That's as good as it's going to get. All right, I got one more A to go. So yes, this is what happens when Tammy gets tired. You guys are officially seeing the outcome of Tammy on 3 hours of sleep. As only witnessed by September of last year so far. Because normally I'm much better about getting enough sleep to be functional and not be the comedic relief of everybody's life. Because that's what I'm aiming for tonight. Okay, we have the ba put in place. Yeah. This will go down as infamy as the night that Tammy should have slept. I can just hear the discussions now. All right. So let's see if you guys can see this. See what you guys think. It's very, very faint. Very, very faint. It's in purple. That's what I'm going with. There we go. Kind of shows up. Oh, you're fine, Kathy. I think we're all in and out tonight. I know my brain is. All right. So if you could see it, tell me what you think. And this said it's a double layer. Well, it's hard to see, but I thought, yeah. All right. It says that they used a double layer of this onto the traced letters. So we're going to see if there's enough of it to do all of the letters, because I'm doubting that there is. This does not feel like there's enough. So we're going to see if I think I can outline them all. Okay, there's that. And then to that. Okay. That's 1A. So that's the goat. Yeah. It's not really a goat, but I keep calling it one. I'm determined. All right, so there's an A. There's a second A. And there's a third A. All right. I guess there might be enough. We're going to see. And I don't know if I'm supposed to leave this intact as I stitch it, but we are going to wing it because I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue. I have never done this part before, ever. And I've never even seen anybody do it. Oh, you know what? If I'm supposed to do a double layer, I can cheat. I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm going to stitch both layers at the same time. And we're going to see how badly I can screw it up. And then we'll figure out another solution once I've done that. We'll probably just do plain applique letters at that point. I have enough fabric. Somewhere, somehow, I will find enough fabric. When you sign up for Intrusive Thoughts of Tammy's World, who's worried about me now? Oh, there's even a seam in the middle of this. Oh my goodness. I did not realize there was a seam in the middle of this stuff, but there is. All right, we're going to start there. And as long as it loosely resembles the letters, that's what I'm going for. That is all I am worried about. Because this is a test, this is a project that I have not had any experience trying to do. And we are just going to go with it. Okay, now that I've got it started, I can fix my thread. It got a little funky at the beginning. So what I'm doing is I'm actually doing what is called a triple stitch. And I know I didn't move the camera down enough, but what it's doing is it will stitch forward, back, and then forward. So by the time that I am done stitching to the end, it's like reinforced, like seriously reinforced. So it should hold. That's what we're going with. We're going with it should. All right, and I don't know how I'm supposed to do the corners or the edges of this. Oh, I wonder if I should have trimmed it. Since it's supposed to be chenille and fluffy. Does anybody know? You are allowed to think weird thoughts about me. I am thinking them about myself, okay? All right, we are going to trim the chenille. And we're going to lay it back down and we're going to keep going. We're going to see what happens. And if you're secretly watching and you know the answers to any of my questions and you don't answer them, then you don't get to poke fun at me later. Everybody else can poke fun at me. That is perfectly fine. Okay, so, all right, Before I started After Sunset Sunday, if you think back to before you met me, before you met my channel, what did you do on a Sunday night without me? What was your Sunday night plan? I want to know what you did before I was here. Because I'm curious now. I'm seriously thinking about it. It's crazy thoughts, but I'm thinking it. And I know the chat can lag, so, and I'm 30 seconds ahead of you guys too. Marianne says, I think you sewed down the middle. Donna Robinson from 3-Yard Quilts had a video on it. Yeah, that's what it said in the pattern. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just doing a reinforced stitch so that I hope that none of this comes off. Laundry and prep for the work week is what Pam used to do. So the question, Chloe, is before you met me, before my wonderful channel took over your Sunday nights, what did you do on a typical Sunday night? What was your life like before my channel? And before the craziness of exhausted Tammy after retreat. Pam says laundry prep for the work week, watched Tiffany, then did a little sewing, went to bed. That sounds about like me, Joyce. That's probably what I did. Chloe says, I agree, Rayanne. I would sew down the middle. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I am sewing down the middle. I'm just doing with the reinforced stitch. So it's like 3 stitches at the same point. But it's still nerve-wracking because I've never even watched anybody do this. I should have watched somebody do this. This should have been what I was doing in my time off, other than watching Netflix. Those are depressing thoughts. You brought sunshine to my days and a lot of laughter. I don't like thinking about before I met you. It was boring. See, there you go. That's what I wanted to know. It was boring. Okay. I'm not trying to think depressing thoughts. I'm just thinking, what did I take you away from? What were you doing before me that I have now stolen you from? A lot of, let's see, Laura says, watched random YouTube videos. Tiffany was always first, then other tutorials while getting ready for the week ahead. Oh, yes. See, I always watch Tiffany too. And I've not been able to watch her lately because I've been so busy with other things. But Tiffany was definitely a staple. Let's see, Chloe says, go to bed, no sewing, watch YouTube, get ready for the week. Oh, okay. So I've lightened your lives. Yay. Yes, it is a crazy thought. I have the power. I don't have any power. I don't really have any power. I just, I thought about it. I'm like, well, what did I do before I was doing this every Sunday night? What was I doing? What was I doing? Lana says you've added laughter to my days, never a dull night. See, that's a good thing. Andrea says I have a presser foot that holds the strands as I sew it down, but does only one strand at a time. Yeah, I don't, what do I have? Hang on. I have the hammer foot, and I think I do have a piping foot, or channel foot that would work, but I don't have it in this box. I would have to go like into the closet and go dig in my toolbox. So I didn't do that. I didn't think that part through. All right, let's stick this underneath and we are going to start sewing that direction. This bee is a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. Am I using the chenille? Yes, I am. The strip stuff, yeah. So the crafts I did, but it's much more fun. See, there we go. Lana says it's much more fun now. Do I have a couching foot? I probably do. But I did not pull it out. I'd have to look back through all the feet that I have. I have a whole lot of feet. I used to have a whole lot of feet. So I should have a couching foot, but I just didn't bother pulling it out. I didn't think to like pull out my other feet. I pulled out the feet that I thought I would need, which would be like the open toe foot, which is what I used for all the zigzag stitching. But I wasn't thinking really about whether I would need to do anything else. I could tack it down before sewing it. I would have to get in the closet because my glue is in the closet. That's how often I use my glue. I don't use it very often. I don't use it very often at all. But I'm doing both strands at the same time because it said to do it double. So I'm doing both at the same time. I have more than you do. I have a lot of feet. So I have the Spanish hem stitch foot, which was a new foot that came out right before I stopped selling Bernina. I have the Paintworks tool. I have the Crystal Works tool. I have Cutwork tool. All those are for embroidery. I have the eyelet tool set, so I can make all the different little eyelets. What else do I have? I have the circular sewing tool, so it rotates your fabric around in a perfect circle as you sew. So I have that one. I have the Bernina stitch regulator, so I can do free motion with stitch regulation, all that. Laura says I've used it before and just sewed a line down the center of it. I think I used a smaller stitch length. See, I didn't use a smaller, but I'm using the triple stitch so that it'll hold it better, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the best option is. So, and I didn't test any of it out beforehand because this is the only amount of this stuff that I have. So I didn't have extra to play around with. So we're just gonna go with it and hope for the best. Oh, welcome in, Denise. She says hello to you and channel viewers. I watch on a laptop. I have more than one tab on always, and 55-inch TV is about 5 feet away. Is there a pattern for your heart quilt? Yes, there is. It is called Full Happy Heart. So Full and then Happy Heart. And it is a pattern from Wilmington Prints, so Wilmington Fabrics. When you see the pattern, you're going to see this same heart, but the background is going to be a cream color with all the little bingo ball looking pieces. It's not going to be the dark background that I've used. There's a local shop, and once I get her permission, I'm going to pre-do a little video telling you guys more about this, and I'll release it once she's ready. And if you guys want to order a kit from my local shop that is offering this pattern or the kit for it, she'll have those ready. Let's see. Laura says I've used it before. Okay, yeah, I saw that. Cynthia watched TV before she found me. Ah, gotcha. Couching foot would make easier with one strand for sure. Yes, it would. It would. I mean, I could make the hemmer foot do it, but then it's going to make it really small. So I really don't want to, I don't want to make it smaller than it is. So I'm going to come in here and we're going to do the crosses of the A's real quick. And then I'm going to come back and do the up and down of the A for all three. Oh, yes, Kathy. She says, night all, fun watching tonight. See y'all Thursday. Yes, absolutely. Oh, hi, Terry. She says, hello, trying not to blow away. Oh, my gosh. Are you local? Are you local? Oh, my gosh. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's crazy windy here. That's for sure. I bought the chenille at a quilt show years ago. The lady that designed it was the one selling it. She told me how to sew it. I have a few of her patterns. Oh, fantastic, Laura. Yeah, see, I missed that whole thing because all they did is, they put it in this and left it at that. There was like no extra about what extra to do or reduce your stitch length or how to use it. It's just do this, like sew down the middle, and that's it. All right, let's see. Yes. Oh, you're in Cheyenne. That's right. You're right. That's right. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate it. You're welcome, Denise. Yes. And if you would like to order that kit, like I said, as soon as she approves the video, then I will. I'm going to do the video tomorrow. I'm not doing it with my hair a mess like it is right now. Once I've done the video, I will share it to her, let her see it, make sure she approves it, and then I will include links to her shop so you can order directly from her. And she will ship across the country. I don't know if she ships international. I haven't asked her yet, but that is one thing I will ask her, is if she will ship international. Obviously, you pay the extra shipping if you're international, but she does. I know she does ship throughout the U.S. already, and I don't know what her policies are on all that. Oh, good night, Judy. Good night. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you. All right, I think that's as far as I want to stitch this one. Oh, I pull my needle up. Get it out of the way. All right, we got one more center of an A to go. And I still have what looks like plenty. So we're going to hope that that is plenty to do all 3 A's. I think it will be. I think it will be. Because, I mean, they said so, sew a double layer. So that's what we're doing. We're doing a double layer. And I would not have picked this kit to do, guys. So it's a cute kit and it's fun, but it was not like my normal wheelhouse of a kit. Oh. All right, so we've got all 3 centers of the A's sewn. And let me trim some extra threads out of the way. And now, let's see. Aw, Cynthia says, Terry, I love going to Cheyenne to stop in little boutiques on the same street as the Train Depot Museum. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit, not in great detail this weekend, but we talked about that a little bit. Cheyenne is about 2.5 hours away from me, so I will be going to through Cheyenne at least, probably sometime at the beginning of the month. I don't know what day yet. That's not settled. But I do need to make a trip to Colorado. There's something in Colorado I need to go get. And it is not available in Wyoming. But I will also need to stop in Cheyenne anyway, so yeah. We'll knock out all of the stops on the trip. Make it one long day. Terry says that those are fun little shops. Yes, I bet. I don't think I've actually shopped in any of them. I have, when I went to Frontier Days last time, the husband and I stopped and got lunch near the train depot. But I don't think we went in all the little shops. There's a couple of quilt shops in Cheyenne, Terry. There's one called Around the Block that's still in operation. There's the Sewing Center of Cheyenne really isn't a quilt shop per se. They're more of a sewing machine store. And then there's a little one that opened up, and she was on the Wyoming State Quilt Shop Hop last year. And she can order things, but she's a very small shop. But Around the Block was a cute little shop. I didn't get to spend a lot of time in there. One of the things we were talking about this weekend is Wilmington Print has, oh my gosh, I knew I was going to forget the name. Oh, good night, Pam. Sleep well. Sleep well. Get some good rest. You need it. You deserve it and you need it. Sweet, sweet dreams. Oh, what's his name? If I wasn't trying to think of it, I would be able to say it. Those used to be nice. Oh yeah, no, I don't know about that. I've only lived here since 2023. Since May of 2023. So anything that was here around then or before then, I have no idea about. There was a couple here in Casper, and I didn't really get to spend a lot of time with that either. So I kind of missed out on some of them. Um, Gosh, what is his name? Let's see. 1972. I lived 2 blocks from the mayor. Oh my goodness. Wow, Denise. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. All right. Let's see if I can get this other side of this A to look right. I don't know if it will. Doug Leek. Nope. Nope. It wasn't Doug Leeko. Travis, I think. Travis something. Um, he's got some prints, some very wildlifey looking prints. Oh yes, Andrea, I understand that. Don't sleep sitting up again. No, not cool. Good night, and thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Um, so there's an artist out of Casper, and his artwork is published on Wilmington Prints. Um, and it's Travis, I think, but I can't think of his last name to save my life. But we were looking him up this weekend because I was bringing up his fabric line or his prints, and I knew he was from Wyoming. I was almost certain he was from Wyoming. Travis V. Yeah, I think so. That sounds about right. But he is actually from Casper. He is from where I'm living. It's not my hometown, not where I grew up, but it's where I am very happily living now. All right. We are almost done with this A. And I should be able to get the other two done before we sign off at 10. Starts with a V. Yeah, I have no idea. Ooh, good question, Terry. She's asking Denise which mayor. Because those old houses in those neighborhoods, yes. I bet it was fantastic. I've been fairly close to the current governor, but I haven't been close. I never dealt with the mayor of Cheyenne for anything. I haven't had to deal with him for anything yet. I don't live in Cheyenne, so. Oh. I'm going to go ahead and pre-cut so I don't sit there and fight with this when I get to the end. Okay. We have pre-cut. And you know what? I'm going to sew it the direction that I'm facing, even though it's the opposite direction of where I was sewing earlier. We're just going to go with it. We are going to roll with it because that's what we're doing tonight. We're rolling with it. Cheyenne has a beautiful Capitol. Yes, it does. I haven't been inside of it, but I have seen the outside of it, and it is gorgeous. Alabama has a fairly pretty one as well. Denise doesn't even remember. She lived on Evans, 2 blocks from the county hospital, worked there to deliver her first child. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. There's only the county hospital and a Catholic hospital, which was a lot further. May have been the governor. Oh, okay. It could have been either one. I mean, the mayor of Cheyenne would live in Cheyenne. The governor's come. Oh, yeah, I haven't been inside yet. That will be a trip for a day when we don't have anything else we have to do while we're in Cheyenne. The weather hasn't exactly been cooperating. So if we go to Cheyenne right now, we need to plan to be back. And we both have had a lot of obligations to be back for. So it hasn't exactly been easy. I think I remember my street was called. There are still some cobblestone streets in Cheyenne. I have driven down some of those. I don't know which one, so don't ask me. I don't know. But I have been on some cobblestone streets in Cheyenne. I want to say maybe near one of the doctor's offices I've been to. I'm thinking. But again, don't quote me. Don't quote me. All right, there we go. I think I got it started. Yeah, now I got it started. I can speed up now. Flying geese are done. Yay! Oh my gosh, you're going to be done with that whole thing, and I have not even started on mine. I will live vicariously through you. We were working on a mystery quilt in one of the groups that I sew with, and Rayanne is knocking it out of the park. She is so close to being done. The flying geese was a hard part of getting done too. All right. Yes, I do have enough to do the last part of the A, or the last A. Woohoo! And we have just enough time. And I might even have enough time to ruffle it, fluff it, or something. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what my brain cooperates. All governor's mansion is 1 block from the hospital. Born in the hospital, and all my children. It's oh my gosh, that's crazy, Terry. Fantastic. I feel like I've met you. I want to say I have, but I don't know for sure. Would I know you if I saw you? I guess that's a question. You don't have to tell me how, but if I would know you if I saw you, that will answer everything we need to know. It'd be fantastic if you're who I'm thinking you are. If not, that's okay. I'm glad to have you on my channel either way. Cynthia says that her husband and she took her 2 sons to the Capitol building and walked through the inside. Pictures of them sitting in the chairs they probably should not have sat in. Yeah, typical kids. Typical kids. Sit in the chairs you're not supposed to sit in. As long as there was no permanent damage, I don't think the state of Wyoming is going to come after you guys. I could be wrong. Any lifelong local, you can correct me if I'm way off. All right, last part. And then I still have to do a border around the outside of this panel, but I can trim it to size before I do that. So I'll get to press everything, make it all nice and pretty before I trim it. All right. Let's see, that's where I finished drawing the A. That's where I'm going to trim it though. All right, when was Speaker of the House from it? Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, those probably were not the chairs they were supposed to sit in. Those are some core memories though. When you do something you're not supposed to do, especially if mom's got pictures, that kind of, that kind of lends credence. I don't think so, but we could meet sometime. You are here or occasionally come through. Oh, sure, that's fine. That's fine with me. That is fine with me. If you're coming through Casper on a day that I'm at one of the quilt groups that I go to, you're more than welcome to come join and hang out. Even if it's just stopping through for a little bit, that is perfectly fine too. Perfectly fine too. All right, there we go. All right, guess what, guys? The center of this is done. So let me cut it off the machine. And you guys get to ignore the fact that there's a lot of loose thread behind here. And I'm not going to worry about trimming at all. We're going to leave it. Hey, when you leave the doors unlocked, no session going on, boys will... Yes, that's true. That's true. All right. So, let's see if it looks like a sheet. All right. What do you think, guys? Did I do decent? Is it looking okay? It's looking kind of layered here, but that's okay. And then, let's see. At the time, F.E. Warren was only offering labor delivery to military women, no OBGYN for enlisted wives, Dr. Short. Oh my gosh. I hate that stuff, right? It's not fair for the women to have to put up with, shortage of doctors thanks to the military only treating the military. I mean, the military wives are part of that. Just saying. Joey says, that's so cute. Nanette says, nice. Oh, Chloe says, love it. Cynthia says, cute. Super cute. Yes, looks nice. Awesome, you guys. Awesome. Okay, so I'm taking my fingernails and I'm running it along the outside edges of these letters, the outside edges of this chenille, and I'm just pulling it away a little bit. So it's going to fluff up, and I know it will fluff more when I wash it. So that part is not done yet, and I'm not going to make it done yet. It's not going to happen. Not tonight, anyway. Let's see. We're almost there. Almost there. Almost there. All right. And this is just what my fingernails can do. This is not what the washing machine will do. So the washing machine will obviously do a lot more to fray this. You can use a toothbrush. Yeah, I'm not going to bother. It'll get washed before it's anything's done with it. So now you can kind of see that it's a little raised and textured. A little bit. Not by a whole lot yet. But it is a little fluffed up. So here's what we're going to do. Here's the game plan. So the outside edges of this, and I'm not doing this tonight. I will call it a night. Believe me, I will. Let's go see if I can find my small pattern. I probably left it back in the book again. But I thought I pulled it out. But maybe not. We'll find out in just a second. It's not in here. You guys will get the idea. All right. So the next thing is all of these pieced squares around here. So I'm going to there is enough left of this fabric. So this is going to be some of those pieced squares. Like every other square is going to be this background. And then the same fabrics that are in all of these circles are going to be the other squares. So I'm going to trim it down to the correct size. You know what? I'm tired of holding it. Okay, now that I don't have a pen in my mouth, I can talk. Okay, so I'm going to do the pieced border around the outside. And, I found the one I couldn't find. This is not the biggest piece, so please don't, come at me. This is not a big enough piece. But someone gifted me this pink minky. And there are big enough pieces of what they gifted me. Plus, I found some in the clearance bin at Hobby Lobby. So the back of this quilt, the pink is not an exact match for the chenille or any of the other pinks on here. Like, it's not an exact match, but I am going to put batting in here, and then I'm going to do a double layer of batting behind each of the circles. So what's going to happen is I'm going to put in behind the sheep head and face and all. That's going to get a double layer of batting. And what's going to happen is I'm going to layer muslin and batting, and I'm going to walking foot quilt around each of these circles, then and around the sheep head and the feet. Then I'm going to cut away the muslin, and I'm going to cut away all the extra backing or extra batting. Yes, very much trapunto. Yes, exactly like trapunto. So I'm going to trapunto the circles of the sheep, the head and the feet, and then it's going to have batting, and then it's going to have a soft minky backing, and it does already have a binding, and it is the pink that's in this square, which will be fine. It will be absolutely fine up against this. Yes, it's on the back. Who cares if it exactly? Nobody's gonna care if it's exact. And the fact that it's also on the back also means that, let's say it needs a cleaning because baby spilled something, or babies do, but what babies do. So let's say one side is dirty and parents need to swap it over and put the minky side up, or let's say they put the minky side up and baby spits up, and then they need to put the sheep side up. It will all be perfectly safe. They did include 2 buttons for the eyes. I'm not putting the buttons on. I'm not quilting around buttons, and I'm not putting buttons on something that may go to a baby. Once this quilt is done, it will be up for sale. So I don't have a baby that needs it. So if you were looking for a baby quilt, if you want me to finish this for your baby that you are looking to gift to, please send me an email ASAP. So I know like a time frame of when it needs to be done by, because I will be more than happy to get it done by then. Lana says, I just found the heart pattern that you did and have hanging on your design board. Yes, yeah, the heart pattern is Full Happy Heart by Wilmington. And it's using the Laura, I think I'm saying this right, Laura Heine. Correct me if I'm mispronouncing Laura's last name. But her line called Happy Chance, and that's the fabrics that's used in the quilt. So, okay, it is 10:01. I have been awake since 4:30 this morning, and I only got 3 hours of sleep. So, what that means is I'm going to see you guys Tuesday night, and I'm going to rest up tomorrow and not do probably much of anything except go deliver the Happy Heart quilt top and call it done. And so thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are the reason that I do everything that I do. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy teaching. I enjoy learning on the fly. I enjoy figuring it all out. And I love sponsoring the retreat. I love being able to do all of this with you guys and for you guys. It's what I live for. It is really what I live for. So thank you for being a part of that. Thank you for coming to hang out. I really do appreciate that. I will see you guys Tuesday night. It is not Sew and Tell Tuesday, but be sure to get those Sew and Tells in. You have a limited time to get them in to win the giveaway quilt. So I will see you guys Tuesday. Have a great night and go touch some fabric if you haven't already.